You might have seen from one of my previous videos of how I talk about how the AI that we are currently exposed to is going to be the different form of AI that we're exposed to in the next 5 or 10 years to come, right? And I've been wanting to make this update as to the changes that are happening within the AI space, the developments that these different research labs are doing, and what are researchers currently doing in order to enhance how the current AI systems perform, right? Let us backtrack a little bit. If you can remember during 2022, when GPT was first made available in public, the only type of mode that it was supporting, it was text-based modes, right? But as time goes on, we see different types of AIs that support video, kind of like your Kling. Then others support audio. And even on your ChatGPT, you have now different modes, right? You can be able to generate images using ChatGPT, meaning now the AI ecosystem has shifted from being a unimodal system into a multimodal system, and those mode changes are made possible by what we call an encoder, right? So basically you have your text as an input, we call it a prompt, into your AI system. Then that text is then transformed by what is called an encoder into something called a latent space. And that latent space is the numerical representation of the data that you have input, right? And then the encoder sort of like gives a decoder something to understand. You have your prompt, then the output is the information that you get from the decoder. The more efficient an encoder is at understanding the input data, it's the more efficient the results you're going to be getting, right? And now, because you have a multimodal kind of your AI system, you have different encoders that are specialized for that within that system. It's sort of like giving the AI the different types of sensors. It can now understand audio, it can now understand text, it can now understand video, it can now understand images, and it can now understand sensory data coming from all those sensor devices that are out there, be it from an autonomous vehicle or any type of sensory information, right? It's sort of like giving it the capabilities that we as humans have. And in that sense, you see that it's a leap forward into achieving what is called general artificial intelligence, right? Which is a intelligence system that operates the same way as humans do. Then, due to this multimodal structure that we're currently experiencing within the AI systems, then what researchers are currently doing is that they are trying to find a way in which all of these modes are able to share data in a way that is going to make the AI optimal and efficiently operate like a human. You have your sensory data, you have your images data, then you have your audio data. Then all of those encoders are going to encode that information, and sort of the decoder is going to decode that information. But before it gets to be shared as an action or an output for the person who is using the AI to see, that information gets to be shared. Then on that other process, it performs where it just unifies the answer into one optimal result. And that is sort of like scary, because it means that the capabilities that the AI system has now, they are going to be bumped up, right? It's going to be capable to do even more than what we think now or even imagine. We know that Facebook is currently having a project where they have a lot of AI researchers trying to achieve what is called super intelligence, right? And through this research that is being going on, I think that is a possibility. This thing makes me scared and also excited at the same time. I'm scared because I know that if there are a lot of people who are not going to adapt to the AI systems, using the AI systems, they are going to be taken out from the economy based on the fact that they won't be having competitive advantages, right? It's kind of like the same as when computers were being introduced, right? A lot of companies that didn't adopt or adapt their business models and processes into using computers, they were out of business due to the companies who were using the computers into their business models. So it's the same thing that is going to be happening now, where people who are not going to adapt or reskill themselves into using these AI systems, the AI systems are going to get good enough, and there are going to be people who will be building specialized tools that will be providing solutions to the current problems that they have, and they are going to get a competitive advantage from people who are not implementing AI. So that's what makes it's scary that it's going to take people's jobs away. But those people who are going to say, I'm taking a decision to reskill myself and figure out how I can incorporate AI into my daily work, and how can I integrate it into the current workflow that I have, then they're going to optimize the results, get the benefits of the economies of scale, and will be able to stay competitive within the economy where AI is prevalent, right? So now, as I've mentioned, that the AI is going to be superior in terms of its task execution. There is currently a problem that researchers are trying to solve, right? It has been identified that most of these AI systems, the encoders that they are using in order to understand the image data, they are not as accurate as they should be in terms of understanding the data. Currently, it is more efficient at understanding your text-based input structure, but when it comes to images, it has some challenges there, and that challenge arises because of what is called geometric data. There is a lot of geometric data on images and videos, and that sort of like makes it difficult for the AI to be able to produce a latent space that is near accurate to what has been produced there. Then there is an active research. Researchers are trying to incorporate some different types of data. They are collecting data that it's images that are annotated in order for the AI to be able to understand and be trained into understanding those images better. And I'm mentioning that to sort of like highlight to you that there are opportunities within the AI space, because each and every solution has its own problems, right? Currently, a lot of people are building AI data labs where they collect data and they label the data in order for the encoder to be able to extract good features from that data that is being inputted. Then they are training and reshaping, optimizing the encoders in order for them to be effective, right? Then within that space, I think a breakthrough is going to happen. And as we see that a lot of these AI tools that are being used on a daily basis, they are getting good as new tools are being introduced. We see Google has introduced the Nano Banana, which is an image generation and an image editing AI. That is one of the projects that they have that sort of like is a specialized encoder into understanding image data. And the more information or the more people use Nano Banana, and they getting a lot of data to feed into the AI, that's more useful and more accurate that AI is going to become. So we're seeing that the improvements that are happening, they are happening at an exponential scale. Although there are environmental concerns, as we have seen a lot of people complaining on the internet in terms of the health risk that the AI data centers are putting the people that are living close by Earth. One, the lack of water. These AI data centers use a lot of water, and also the eco emissions, right? And also these emissions that are being emitted into the atmosphere, right? They have health concerns, but despite that, there is a lot of improvement that is happening and that is still going to happen. And I feel like a lot of companies who will be strategical about this, and a lot of businesses who will be strategical about this, they're going to focus their energy on building their own custom encoders, right? That is based on the data that they have collected while they have been in operation. Be it for banking systems, they have to develop fraud detection systems, right? Because if they don't do that, the banking sector will be at risk from fraudsters who will be using these AI tools to try and infiltrate the banking systems. I think softwares at the traditional software level, their security is at risk. Then what has to happen is that these banks have to develop beyond machine learning, beyond deep learning. They have to develop artificial intelligence systems that are specialized to protect the finances of individuals within their facilities, their infrastructure, because we are going to also have a lot of people who will be trying to hack the system at a larger scale and at a growing rate, because now they have access to these smarter tools and these tools that make better decisions at a faster rate compared to a human being, right? So businesses who are not going to adapt to AI, I'm afraid to say this, they are going to go obsolete, and a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And I feel as much as the part of programming we have your compiler and your interpreters, which are the central part of helping a computer to understand what was written on that programming syntax, right? Encoders carry that much weight, but as opposed to compilers, encoders can be customized, right? Different data can be trained, different data can be used to build a specialized encoders. So those, I think, are the factors or the element that a lot of people who are trying to build their own custom AI have to be focusing on, right? And understanding the latent space, which is the numerical compressed data that is produced by the encoder. I think it's also one of the important fundamental things that has to be done and needs to be of a research interest by a lot of people who are trying to build their custom tools to integrate them into the intelligent systems. Yes. So as I've mentioned when I started this video, that we are going to experience a lot of changes within the AI space. Development is happening at a larger scale. Companies are competing as to who is going to be the dominant company within the AI space, right? And there's going to be a lot of changes since now we have this multimodal AI systems that we are using on a daily basis, and there's sort of like going to be new models that are being produced by these AI companies. Then those models are going to be better in terms of performance based on the fact that now there is going to be a lot of improvements that are happening at the back end, provided that they have a way in terms of scaling it up. The infrastructure is available for them to be able to do computations, because we know that AI is computational heavy. Yes, but those are the type of changes that are happening currently, and in a few years' time, I think we're going to be able to have what is called the general artificial intelligence. And this is due to the fact that there is a lot of data that they can use in order to build a unified system that understands the world the way in which a human being understands the world. We have seen they have built sensory systems based on neural sensors, right? The latest Ray-Ban smart glasses by Meta have this component where you control it based on your neural activities. Then that sort of like gives the robotics industry a baseline in building humanoid robots that are able to have some sort of a sense of a feel whenever something touch it, or and whenever there is just a motion happening within the body that is built for that humanoid robot, right? Therefore, we sort of like see that the sensors that we have, they are going to be mimicked in some way by these artificial intelligence systems, right? Yes. That's it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you have learned something from this video. Please share this video with your friends, families, especially people who are interested in AI. They want to make a breakthrough and use the AI systems in their business. Try to refine whatever model that they have. Then on the next video, I want to talk a little bit more about encoders and also latent spaces, because we have different types of encoders. You have your GPT encoder, you have your BERT. There are a lot of them that are out there. I think I have to just, talk about them and sort of like share ideas with you guys on how you can fine tune those encoders and build your own custom encoder in order to have a system that sort of like resonates or understands the data that you have. Thanks for watching once again. Share, follow, and comment. Then we engage on what you think about what I've just shared with you. That's it from me. See you on the next video. Bye.